Scared? Are you scared of the Handerpants? Be honest with it. Look at your fans. Yeah, you see them. Tell them if you like these or not. Give 1 bark for yes, 2 barks for no. Woo! I'm scared of dogs, even though he's little. Jazz Hands Edition. Welcome to this week's very fucking special edition of the Antisocial Socialite. As you can see by this beautifully portrayed map behind me, I'm actually in Florida. So if you guys have been watching my episodes the last couple weeks, I told you a secret location, but if you follow me on Instagram, you already know I've been here for a week. But yeah, I'm here with my Handerpants and my BFF, who is my co-host, Laura, and my co-host, Coco, the little woofer, which you may see him in a minute. Laura is off camera because she's preparing for her very special moment of question asking. She's gonna put me in the hot seat, but I do have some questions prepared for her because you know I love doing random question time. And even though Laura and I have been friends for 15 years, it's always good to know your partner, your spouse, she's sitting right there, a little bit better than you would otherwise know them. So hi, Laura.
Hi.
Hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. You want to come up? You want to come up? Nobody's going to believe me that I hang out with a dog. Come on up. You can do it. Come on. Handerpants? You got this. Do a running jump. Don't bite me, though. Yeah, get the bone. You got this. Here, Coco. Well, maybe he'll come back later. But anyway, Laura, are you ready for random question time?
I'm ready.
All right.
Fire.
All right. So you'd like me to go first? Or would you like
to cautiously say yes, you can go first.
All right. Question number 1. I actually have 8 questions for you, so hopefully it won't be that difficult.
Okay.
What conspiracy theory would you like to start? She's thinking about this, folks.
I might have to come back to this one because I feel like this needs a lot of time spent on it.
Okay.
Because you just can't come up with something like that on a whim.
So you don't have one in the back burner that you're like, I really just want to start.
Vern Troyer is actually still alive.
Vern is our idol, everyone. So we're survivors. We are burn survivors. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're burn survivors. You want to read the next question? Ow, 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 my sunburn. Go. Here, come up here. Come up here. You can do it. Come on. You have to have Laura say, come on, Buzzy. No? Okay.
So I actually wouldn't say, yes, that could be one, but I actually could be part of the like whole conspiracy theory that like Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Prince are actually all still alive.
Do they live together?
They could live in like a compound commune type like magical setting for really gifted artists. And
would there be a name to this place? Handerpants? Handerpants Island? Heaven. I like that.
So maybe something along, and then Vern's just kind of thrown in the mix.
He's the bodyguard.
Right. He's like the mascot of the island.
With his special uniform. Mm-hmm. All right, next question. What is the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
The weirdest smell is probably...
She's thinking, folks. She smelled a lot of things in her time, which is clearly why she's had to think about this. And while she's thinking, I just want you guys to know that Vern Troyer is a really special person in our lives. We've been talking about him all week. We really miss him. Mini-Me will forever be in our thoughts. and he was only 2'8". Did you guys know that? And I hope you guys take me seriously. Like, hander pants are amazing. So the reason why I got these for Laura is because when we did our road trip, when she moved from Massachusetts to Florida, she had, and I'm like not even shitting you, like they're this big, tidy whities, and they're called Little Uns, and they were our mascot for that trip. So when I just came, and keep in mind she's lived here for 10 years, but I randomly just found these at Newberry Comics, the hander pants. So of course I had to buy them for her.
So for the question on the smell, I finally have reached an answer, and I would say growing up in an Irish household, my parents were really big on the tradition of cooking corned beef and cabbage.
Okay.
Every St. Patrick's Day. Whether they were going out or staying in, they still cooked the meal. And to me, that is such an unusual smell because to me it's not pleasant. So not only to me does it not smell good, so why on earth would somebody then want to consume what doesn't smell good?
But did they make you eat it?
I wouldn't say they made us eat it, but they would always ask if we'd want it. So me being a vegetarian, I would never eat the actual corned beef, but I will admit that I've had the potato portion out of the corned beef and cabbage, whole stew or crock pot that they would cook it in. And that actually didn't taste bad. So I can understand, to me that's really an unusual smell. And then to have, I guess, the end product be something that somebody would actually consume.
Is vomit inducing?
To me, it's very...
And to somebody...
very strong.
And to somebody, that's, like, what they look forward to all year long.
Right. They really do love it.
Mm-hmm. I am not one of those people, so I'm in the same boat as Laura. All right, next question, Lala. What is something everyone looks stupid doing?
I am going to say everybody looks stupid doing, getting their hair highlighted.
Okay.
Because the process, as you know, and I certainly know from changing our hair color as often as we do.
What are you talking about? I've never changed ever.
It definitely is a look that turns a lot of heads if you're not used to it. But you basically look like an alien from outer space with trying to get some radio frequency from above, and when they take it out too, just the whole process is definitely
it's a humbling experience, I will say, because you've never felt more ugly in your life.
True. Yeah. And you're doing it to make yourself what you think would look better, but to get there is obviously a road where I think everyone does look a little bit silly or foolish.
I like that. That's a good one. Laura, what was the worst date that you've ever been on?
Well, I feel like this is a loaded question because you already know the answer.
Yes, but they don't.
I probably would say the time frame was probably 2000 and...
I met you in 2005.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did it happen before you or after you?
I think right before me.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think it happened in 2004.
BK, before Katie.
Right, so BK is the time frame line, and so I believe it was 2004. I was living on the Cape in Sandwich, and I had met a gentleman, and he and I went on a date to Amari. Is that the Italian restaurant on 6A that we just went to like a few months ago or whatever, a year ago now?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a year ago. You're like, that was 2 years ago, actually.
I'm like, it was actually in 2010. No, I'm just kidding.
And the guy that owned Amari actually lived across the street, so I think that's the restaurant. So in any case, we went to Amari for dinner, and then I can't tell the story.
Yeah, you can, because we're not giving his name.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
So...
In case he ever sees this. Okay, I'll make it brief for her to slay her from embarrassment. There was nothing else that we could talk about this date except for he had a NASCAR racing jacket on.
Okay, so
and that's not her style at all.
So he showed up wearing that, and it was the summertime, so why he would choose to wear a leather jacket in the middle of summer. So that's what he chose to wear. And I remember he came back to the house after the date, and I had to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, he had his shirt off. He was sitting on the couch. And
topless.
And I was so flustered, and it was super unexpected because that's not at all where I really saw things going, that I didn't even know what to do at that point.
Well, that's why you wonder, like, was he in the mood, or was it because he was so sweaty from wearing a friggin' leather jacket in the middle of summer?
Now that you say that, that probably makes more sense, because...
But in the moment, like, just take your jacket off. You don't have to take your shirt off, too. That's a bit forward.
So, I would say that is in the books for probably the number one spot of my worst dates. Have there been others? Absolutely. Will there be more? Never. But yeah, that definitely
sums it up. But I will also let you guys know that we didn't have to give his name because she actually married him after that first date. No, I'm just kidding. There was no contact made after that date. But it clearly made an impression, because if it was BK, and I still know the story to this day, it definitely made a lasting impression on you.
And we still talk about it and laugh about it.
To this day.
Right.
So, you know who you are, and you're watching this. You're a bad date. All right, Laura. I have 4 would you rather questions. I think they're going to be pretty easy, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Would you rather go without toothpaste or shampoo for the rest of your life?
I am going to say shampoo.
I know you so well. Would you rather get your wisdom teeth pulled or your butt cheeks pierced?
I'd rather have my wisdom teeth pulled.
Again, I know, yes.
Okay. See, I'm predictable.
Yes. Would you rather have a hook for a hand or a peg leg?
I'm surprised I can't pick both.
Oh.
But
I mean, I could rewrite it.
To say...
Are you eating a Starburst?
I think I would prefer a peg leg, because I feel like it wouldn't be as obvious. Like, I could always wear, like, long flowing skirts or dresses, and I feel like I use my hands.
Could you wear pants with Would you notice?
Number one, hander pants are my favorite accessory, and I wouldn't be able to because it would have to be, like, hook pants. Coco, come. Come on.
Coco host is attacking me. I'm being viciously attacked on TV.
Coco, come. Come on.
Go see Lala.
So I feel like I use my hands way more, especially because I don't walk at the current time.
There's also a joke that's true.
I'm also going to say, so I'll just say I'd rather have a peg leg.
Peg leg. Okay,
Plus,
perfect.
I think it's kind of a pirate look. Not that the hook isn't, but I could be called Peg for short.
Right. Peg Smith.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question. Would you rather have a mullet or a perm?
I definitely want a perm.
Because your hair's already curly, so it wouldn't affect...
Right, and in fact, I just was talking to you about, would you want to color my hair, highlight my hair, or perm my hair?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
question failed.
No, but, I mean, I know that you know I grew up in the age of mullet, so you would probably think that's what I would want. But I'm still going on the perm because I was all about the big hair, the big bangs, and it's always going to be a Perm for me.
Okay, I'm excited. All right, we're going to take a brief pause before my camera quits on me again. So in just a moment, Laura's going to ask me some of these tough questions. Be prepared. And again, I'm not doing commercial break. Just spit up the popcorn. We have vomiting off stage. He is a wild Coco host. He's drinking, eating, vomiting. He is definitely a problematic celebrity on this show. No, Coco's really cute, but he just had a little mess over here. But even though I'm not doing commercial breaks this season, again, hand your pants. Oh, hand your pants. All right, guys, we are back. So Laura has a few questions that she is interested in asking me to see if she knows me really that well or if she's discovering something new about me. And I know you guys have asked that I share a little bit more about my personal life with you on the show. So this is actually a really great opportunity. So without further ado, Miss Lala, I am ready when you are.
Okay, and I too will be asking a few would you rather questions in between. So, what is your favorite way to spend your day off?
Oh, I would say sleeping in, because that's so rare that I actually do that. Seeing my family, Hayden especially. Listening to good music, maybe going to an art museum. Pizza is always in the question, or like in the realm of like a perfect day. Spring time setting, sunny, beautiful, flowers out, nice walk in the park. So like productive but relaxing.
Okay, so I know you and I have talked about anxiety a lot.
Yes.
And how mental health actually doesn't get brought up enough or discussed enough. But I think anxiety is very real and something that a lot of people suffer from. So I wanted to ask you if you could share an activity that you do that instantly calms you.
Yeah, so I've actually done like telehealth therapy sessions in the past when I was really dealing with stresses in my life. And the therapist on there said even just to like remove myself from a situation, i.e. it was like work that I was really dealing with a lot of stresses, but like going into the bathroom and like in the midst of an anxiety attack and literally just sitting there and counting to 10 and like breathing. So if you guys ever seen that triangle diagram that's online and you inhale and exhale according to that, I think like doing a breathing exercise and being very aware of your breaths helps you distract from whatever thoughts that you are having on that. Laura knows I also have the Calm app, so to help me sleep at night. Hi, Coco. I have anxiety right now. No, I'm just kidding. But I have the Calm app, so like just listening to some soundscapes will help me sleep a little bit better at night just to create a more mindful, peaceful situation, but that's also sleeping. So during daytime, I feel like that is probably violence.
So can
you were choosing violence right now. No!
Can you actually show us your calming method that you use that might work right now in this situation? Coco, come.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And look.
6. I'm calm already because Coco got popcorn and is distracted for the next couple of minutes. Yeah, I would say that those are some things that, you know, just try not to like harbor on the thoughts that you have that's causing the anxiety, because usually it's not something that you can necessarily control in that moment, you know, of like whatever you're anxious about, but you can help control your anxiety.
Okay.
Yes.
Some helpful tips.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any product that you absolutely cannot live without, and what is it?
You already know the answer to this. And for the folks that have never met me in person before or haven't known me since the 8th grade, pink lemonade lip smackers is my go-to. I actually had to count to 10 the other day when I realized that the one in my bag is running really low and the one in my cosmetic case back at the house actually died out. So I had to buy some pomegranate Burt's Bees, and although it's good, it's not lip smackers. So for, I believe it was my 28th birthday, Laura had purchased 28 Bonnie Bell pink lemonade lip smackers and had them delivered to my house. And by far, that was the best birthday gift I have ever received to date. So
Wow.
she knows, because she's so thoughtful. That's why I'm like, you could give me money, you could give me like whatever, that's cool and I appreciate it. That was the best gift. And I, as my mother will also confirm, addicted to applying lip balm. So I will do it probably 3 times every 10 minutes. So yes, that is what I could not live without. So if you're planning on shipping me off to a deserted island after this vacation, please supply me with some Bonnie Bell and it'll be good. Well, whatever brand it's called now, but lip smackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What song is always guaranteed to get you on the dance floor?
Ooh, French Montana, Pop That.
Okay.
And if you need me to twerk to that after we ask these questions,
could you play it and give us a demo?
yes, I will.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve?
The biggest. I have a lot.
Okay, give me your top 5.
Top 5 then. Okay, well, number 1 I would say is when people leave the time, like don't clear off the time on the microwave.
Oh.
That is, I'm like,
okay.
clear it the fuck off.
Okay.
If you're gonna take the time to like press the
That's
button
a
to
good
open
one.
the door or open the door,
That is a good one.
clear the time. I would always be at work and people would leave like 7 seconds. I'm like, just clear it, because that we use that as a clock. That's probably my biggest, like Laura's biggest pet peeve, and I will agree with this one, is people chewing or smacking loudly. Disgusting. In some cultures, I think in China, it's actually commendable in a sense to be chewing with your mouth open, because that means that you actually like and appreciate the food. But here, we don't play that game. Another pet peeve. Just overall, like, dirtiness. Like, not cleaning up after yourself.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned when someone just responds K.
Oh, yeah. K, like, I'm going to murder you through my phone if you do that. Or not responding to text messages. That is rude.
Guilty.
She ain't guilty, but not, I mean, I looked at Laura's phone today because she was showing me a text, because Coco has an appointment at the vet later this week, and I did look that she has 522 unanswered text messages, and that's something I have
anxiety.
anxiety.
You share that?
Well,
I am just like, that is what I received in a matter of minutes.
Right, because
I'm so popular.
everybody knew she was going to be on this show, so they were like, no way, you're going to be on the Antisocial Socialite. That's
I
why.
can't help it that
they were
everybody's
blowing
checking in.
And it was the ex-boyfriend of the bad date that is still blowing her up all these years later. Yeah. I have so many. All right, I might have to come back to that if you need a top 5, but those are like my major ones, I would say.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream topping?
Ooh. It depends on what I have. Black raspberry is like my favorite flavor. Well, vanilla bean and black raspberry are my favorite. If I do black raspberry, it's gummy bears.
Okay.
If I do vanilla, not vanilla bean, it's rainbow sprinkles. I just like to keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah, frozen yogurt's a different story, but those for ice cream. Coco, what is your answer? What's your favorite topping on your bone?
Is it milk bone?
Is milk bone your favorite? He's being
I guess
good
that's a
right now.
yes.
Yeah. My Coco host.
Okay. So we could come back to your next one.
No biting.
If you had to pick your...
Oh, what are you doing? I was just viciously attacked, which is why the camera stopped. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Coco's trying to come back at me. I think he might be teething because, like, he's never done the biting in the whole week. Now he's helping his sauna. But anyway, no, he's actually a really good dog. But I'm like, this is the first time in a whole 7 days I've been here that I've seen him, like, nippy like this. Oh, he's trying to get his bone.
Okay, so now I'm going to turn to some would you rather questions.
Okay.
So would you rather cook or order in?
Order in. I don't know how to cook.
Okay. Would you rather go on a date with Gary Coleman or Emmanuel Lewis?
I don't know. Emmanuel Lewis just has a friendlier face, so I would say him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I went to Emmanuel, so it's just to go to one and then go to the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather have to go to the bathroom in public or shave your head?
Totally go to the bathroom in public. I have to do it all the time. Welcome to IBS Live. Laura is like disgusted right now. You should see her face.
Okay. Would you rather have a TV show made about your life now or your life growing up?
My life growing up. I feel like it was definitely more interesting. Whoa!
That's Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Excuse you. My life growing up. I feel like I had a good childhood, but there's also a lot of childhood trauma. So if we could get to the bottom of the... Oh.
Coco, come.
Go get your popcorn.
Come.
Childhood trauma with, like, my father. Like, I feel like I would want to, like, have those characters really play out and wonder why I'm so fucked up. Like, but me see it from the adult side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that you are more of a book reader, TV watcher, or podcast listener?
TV watcher, although I do love to read books. I feel like I always am like, I have no time. Well, now I'm unemployed, so I do have time. But I've been binge watched like Queen of the South like 8 times already, so I would say TV watcher.
Okay.
Yeah, and Schitt's Creek, and Bling Empire, and Selling Sunset.
Okay, so I actually pulled up some questions from the Newlywed Game.
Okay. Because we are actually married. In case you guys did not know that.
This is our big coming out.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know I'm a hetero. But that's my hetero life mate.
So I thought these are questions that we could kind of do together, and it would kind of be funny to hear each other's take on it.
Okay.
When we first met, what was your first impression of... I'm going to answer what my first impression was of you, and then vice versa.
Okay. So my first impression of Laura, we were in the midst of having a massive store visit when I worked at J. Crew, and they had a bunch of people come in from other locations to help out. It was her first day as store manager. Go see Lala. It was her first day as store manager, and I didn't know that. I thought she was just like a temp coming in, and she was nice, and we were folding stuff at the same table, but I didn't know that she was my new boss. So she was nice, but I didn't know the impact that actually she would have on me. I thought I was only going to see her for one day of my whole life. But that changed. It all changed.
So I totally forgot that was our first actual meeting.
Yeah.
And I actually must have blacked that whole day or thing out. So my first recollection or like really strong memory of you was when I came to the store one day, and I think we were opening together, and you were sitting in front of the doors
crying
on the floor, and it might have been like maybe within my first week of working there, so we didn't really know each other, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? a brand new associate is clearly having a rough time, and what am I going to do to try to make this a better day for her or get her through this when I know nothing about her. So I think that was honestly what kind of started our friendship, even though we might not have become friends at that point. But I think there was a real trust factor for you to open up about things that were going on to basically a perfect stranger. And
are you Belky?
Yeah. And your cousin Larry.
Yes.
And for some reason, that's what I remember our first.
That was really, I was wearing a red button-up shirt and jeans that day, and I was crying because my mom kicked me out of the house because I got in a fight with Jordan, and I went to go live with my grandmother, and I was upset about that, and that's because you had to walk through the front of the store to get in, and I got there a few minutes before Laura, and I was, like, sitting on the floor. Yeah. Thanks, Mom! I know you're watching!
Okay, so let's see.
These are tough questions, everyone.
All right, who would you say is a better catch?
We played this.
Or you?
Obviously you. We played this game earlier and we just laughed just as hard now as we did then. She's like, obviously me.
Because I know you didn't think I'd ask it again.
Right.
But that is true. I am the better catch.
Yes, she is. Confirmed fact.
Who is handier? Obviously, the hander pants gives it away.
I would say me, but you're actually, like, pretty crafty. I think we both are. I'm choking my spit. I would say handy, though. Me, probably. I'm dying. This is what happens because I have Rona. I think I did last year, but ever since, like, when I laugh really hard, I have coughing fits.
Okay.
All right, next
now
question.
That we agree on that.
Yep. That she's more of the catch. And
what would you say my guilty pleasure is? And I have to answer what I think your guilty pleasure is.
Her guilty pleasure is shopping. Yes. Hands down. Hander pants down.
Okay. And
What's mine?
I would say your guilty pleasure is either talking on the phone.
Okay.
Or B, watching all the good shows, pre-screening them for me, then telling me which ones I should actually take the time to watch, seeing that I don't watch TV and I just got Netflix. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah. Good one. Good answer. Family Feud style.
What would I say your worst habit is? And what do I think you're going to tell me my worst habit is?
What my worst habit is.
Then I'm going to tell you what I really think it is.
I mean, I was actually talking with food in my mouth at lunch today, and I was like, is Laura going to murder me for that? So that was it that? What is it?
I would say your worst habit is, now this could cause a fight. I think you sometimes are overly emotionally invested in things that...
Oh, that's not a fight. I know
that you shouldn't necessarily put so much value into, or so much of your heart and feelings into, that it could save you a lot of heartache and emotion in the end. But you're a passionate person, so I see why you do it, but I also see that you get hurt by certain things that I feel like could be bypassed.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
And you're like, I'm the same for you.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. And I would think that you were going to tell me that my worst habit is either being always pessimistic.
No.
Or negative, or shopping too much.
Neither.
Okay.
Your worst habit. That's a great time because I'm like, how do I tell her? Literally, before I even say goodbye when we're on the phone, she's already hang up. And I'm like, I didn't even say goodbye. I'm like, all right, see. And she's like, gone. And I'm like, okay, bye. She hangs up so fast. I'm like, how did she, was she like this? Like ready to hang up?
Have I always done that?
All the time.
Okay. So you're actually not the first person to tell me that. They say I don't say goodbye and I just hang up. And I never even realize it.
You say bye to me, but you hang up so fast, and I'm like, oh, she was ready to be off. Like, she was like, bye, clap. Like, yeah, fast. That's probably your worst habit.
Okay, not at all what I thought you were going to say, but good feedback. Good feedback.
You're like, bye, I'm done with this interview. She just walks to her room.
And slam it.
She burns it across the room.
Who is funnier? So who am I going to say is funnier? And
she's gonna say her, and then she's gonna make me say her.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. So, okay.
But we all know I am.
And that show is over.
Right, you're like, I'm off this shit.
What we're going to describe each other's best personality traits.
Ooh.
So 3 best personality traits.
What do you have?
So I'm going to start with Katie's.
Okay.
And I would say Katie's best personality traits are her secondary sense of humor. Because I'm obviously in first place. So I would say her sense of humor.
Yeah.
I honestly have never met anybody who gives more of themselves unconditionally to anybody.
You can't use your answer that I was going to say for
I'm
you.
the one who wrote them.
Right.
So.
That I was going to say for you.
So,
Pink.
if you are lucky enough to have Katie in your life, and more importantly, as a friend, you
Coco's
will
fun.
know 100% what I'm talking about, that she gives every friendship her all, and she really goes above and beyond. She's the most thoughtful, caring person, and like little details that you wouldn't even think of. I've come home to cards in the mail, to inside jokes being sent back and forth to one another. So I would say that is number 2.
I was going to say, these are a lot, but keep going.
You're like, do tell.
And she only said 3, but I require 300 or more.
I would say 3 is you are a very driven, hardworking person. So I've had the pleasure of working with you and also watching you work from afar. And
Coco's trying to steal all the pink Starbursts.
You always stay late. You go in on your days off. You're a very dedicated employee. And I think with everything else in your life, you give it 110%. So
thanks. I appreciate
those are my
that.
3 characteristic
Wow.
traits that I would use to describe Katie.
Well, I would say very much the same about her. So Laura is the most generous person that you will ever meet in your entire life. And also her secondary sense of humor is something that I really, truly admire. And her mouth is gaping open right now. She's so mad that, we have this chronic battle of who's funnier. No, but Laura's super generous. She just sent me, for ejemplo, 2 things of the Lady Gaga Oreos and like so many other goodies because that was her Valentine. But no, Laura's super, super generous, like literally with her loved ones, with coworkers, with friends. She goes above and beyond. I mean, we have been cracking up about jokes that she has with her roommates from college, like still to this day, and holds those friendships very near and dear to her. And obviously they're still in her life for a reason, because everybody loves Lala. And she is probably, when she says I'm hardworking, is no comparison. Laura is like the hardest worker, and I always have to yell at her that she works too hard and she needs to like just enjoy life, which she does. But another characteristic, like it's not so much a personality trait, but your style is fire. She has the best style, best clothes, best accessories, knows how to style. A1 sauce.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those are really nice words. And I'm noticing that Coco is chewing on the letter G. So this episode is brought to you by
the letter G.
And I just want to say it ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Nothing but a G thing, baby. Go get it. Go get it. All right.
Okay.
Is this couples therapy right now?
It could be. What is your biggest fear?
Death, like hands down.
Do you really like
anxiety
think about
attacks
it all the time?
Not all the time, but like when I actually think about it, I will physically get panic attacks over death.
So do you like see yourself dying in like weird situations?
All the time. All the time. I'm like, oh fuck, what if I'm driving in a car and then what if this happens? All the time. I don't like talking about death. I hate going to funerals or wakes because you have to like confront the fact that somebody died. My own death, even though the psychic told me the other day I'm gonna live a very long life. Who knows? She could be bogus for all I know. That's my biggest fear. What is yours? Coco.
My biggest fear is
Coco committing suicide off the side of the couch?
No, is like critters and creatures. So I have like huge fear of spiders, alligators and sharks.
And she lives in Florida, so like the alligator one is actually like pliable. That's not even the word I want to use. So Laura lives in Florida, so the idea of having alligators or crocodiles. Why is all these? Jeez, where is all these letter G's coming from? Wooden stickers, all this.
Because we're living the G life.
We are. But no, Laura lives in Florida, so like for her to be fearful of that is like a realistic thing. Me being in Boston is not.
And it's like, it's funny to hear you say that death is, well, it's not funny to hear that your biggest fear is death. Because I look at death as something more like out of your control. I don't really, I shouldn't say fear it, but I don't really think about it. I think it's in someone else's hands.
Yeah.
So for me to spend time and energy wondering like if and when it's gonna happen, I think I try to make sure that I don't do that, because you should be savoring every moment and cherishing it, not living in fear.
That's true.
So I guess I should learn to actually live my life that way. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
We should be living our G life.
G-Wagon. My co-host is going crazy right now on my co-host with the letter G and some toys.
So is there any questions you'd like to ask? Or did you want to turn to our therapy session now?
Right. Well, let's just give them a brief synopsis of like what we've done this past week since we've been together. So, yeah, if you want to take it away, the big reason why I came on this trip, do you want to talk about it?
So Katie was kind enough to fly in. She actually had been planning on coming anyway for the weekend. And I ended up getting into Moffitt Cancer Center the week before last and had my first preliminary appointment. And I was going back this week for a bunch of tests and had asked Katie if she wouldn't mind coming and staying with me there while I was getting some results and some news, and thought it might be nice to have a companion because you're allowed to bring one person in, and Katie is always a person who lifts my spirits.
Because I'm so funny.
You're
like, I didn't say that!
I'm like... she needs to keep up with the competition for her.
Right, I have to brush up on my skills. Well,
so
yeah.
I figured the 4-hour car ride would be good practice for you to get some new funnies in and new material, which we did. But yeah, so we spent a majority of the time there in Moffett and Tampa doing that, but we were able to break away and do some fun activities such as
hanging out with Coco. We went to the botanical garden in Naples. So once we came back, so Tampa's like a little bit more than 2-hour drive from where Laura lives. So of course, when she was feeling well enough, made her drive more. So we went to the botanical garden, and we had lunch right near there, which was really nice. And we had the experience at the Salt Cave, which is a place that we like to go to. It's a pink Himalayan salt cave room.
It's known to have a lot of healing properties and curing a lot of health issues known. We actually found out that it dates back to World War II and people actually having to escape and live and hide in salt caves. And while there, they ended up realizing that they had a lot of their pain and discomforts relieved while they were hiding in the salt caves. So we figured we would...
You know how you mentioned your pants were ruined today? Well, Coco just basically is eating the entire hem of the pants, and today's the first day that Laura's wearing the pants, so maybe she'll need some hander pants. Yeah, this has been like a wellness trip. Thankfully, Laura has had the ability to have these tests done at Moffitt. We've also this is like a self-care trip, so we've been able to... You're gonna have culottes at the end of this.
Pirate pants for my peg leg.
Yeah, exact. Oh yeah, she's getting peg leg prepared right now. Yeah, but it's just been like a nice wellness trip. And then the owner of the Salt Cave, I did this biofeedback study, and apparently I have Lyme disease. That's what she told me. Oh my god, there's more dogs in the neighborhood. I'm anxious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have Lyme disease, so stay tuned. We're gonna like actually find out if this is true. Yeah, so what we're going to do tonight is, because we're old ladies, we're going to crochet these little elephants that we bought at Michael's. So maybe if you're lucky enough, you guys will see the end result of that. But anything else that you want to share with them? Because they hear about you on my show, and they know how much I love you. Hi, guys. I love you. Guaranteed laughter.
I would just say for the past, what did you say, 15 years? You're like 10.
We met in like
2005.
Yeah, so we're approaching 16.
So 16 years. No, it's just, I can't remember my life before you, or obviously without you.
You're like, or after you, because I want to forget about you half the time.
Right, because apparently you're planning your death.
Apparently I've never been on live television before. Please tell me you guys have seen that skit.
But...
No, absolutely not. No.
Coco.
This is Laura's time. Okay, say hi in the camera. You want to do it? Okay. Yeah, camera shot.
I've just been glad for your support and laughter and friendship over the past 16 years. Let's just say 16
Yeah, let's round
years.
up. And, like, the thing is Laura and I love to play this game because there's a 10-year age difference between us. So she'd be like, oh, I was a freshman in college. And I'd be like, I was in elementary school. But, like, the thing is we are actually, I'm pretty sure, the same age, like, realistically. Like, we know the same stuff. We joke about the same stuff. Maybe it's because we're both, like, you know, way younger. We're acting like we're 20 years old.
Extremely immature
Yes.
or extremely mature.
I'm going to go with the former, not the latter. But yeah, I mean, we definitely have such a good time. So if you have ever seen the two of us together, you know what kind of trouble we can get in too. But yeah, thanks for being a guest on my show.
Thank you for having me. I'm always a dedicated follower
She
and
is.
listener and watcher. And I'm really proud of you for exploring this option and investing in yourself and doing something that you always wanted to do.
Thank you.
I very much am proud of you for taking that leap of faith, because if it were me, I would not be as comfortable as you are, but you do a really good job.
Thanks. That's why she's sitting on that side of the
always
camera.
have special guests and interesting guests, and I think that speaks to your personality and your aura and who you draw in. I would say you probably have the most diverse group of friends, an eclectic group of friends from all walks of life, all genre, all different, backgrounds, education.
I'm suing the makers of Big View, the app, because it
No.
keeps turning off. I should have just recorded this on my regular schmegular video. But, I mean, Laura was just giving me mad praises because she loves me so much, and she was saying that she probably couldn't break out of her comfort zone doing this, which is why she's sitting in the corner with a paper bag on her head, because she did not want to be seen on camera. No, I gave her the option. I'm like, either you can be off camera or you can sit next to me with a paper bag on your head. And she decided to sit over there.
I'm actually dressed up as Coco.
She's actually throwing her voice, and she is actually Coco! Coco!
So thanks, everybody. I encourage you to tune in every week to Katie's weekly episode, as she puts a lot of time and dedication into this hobby of hers.
Yeah, because either I needed to be a stay-at-home daughter or a YouTube sensation. Only
And
two
that's
options.
what we're aiming for.
Exactly. And I always know that Laura is going to watch my show. I don't have to beg her, like I do some of you. And that's fine if I do, but, like, just watch it, like, regularly so I don't have to beg you. Just, like, enjoy me. Just enjoy all of me. But with that being said, I'm going to go back to Boston for next week's episode. And Laura's going to have to, like, live a very lonely life without me for the next week plus till I come back down again. But that's it. Stay tuned. Love you, folks. Coco, say bye. Coco.
Coco!
Coco. Coco, come here. Say goodbye to everybody. He's over it. He's eating popcorn. All right, bye, guys.